An introductory series, Abnormal Psychology, written and narrated by Connor White. Chapter 4, Social Factors. Personally, this section is the least interesting for me because whilst I fully know that social factors do play a role in depression, and believe me, I know, I think that this section is a really common sense about what social factors can cause depression, and I prefer to learn and know the more theoretical content of that psychology. So, as there's no theory to talk about, let's quickly run through some factors that can probably cause depression. These factors are by Brown and Harrison, 1978, found that these could increase the chance of developing depression: having 3 or more children, lack of intimate relationship, lack of employment, loss of mother. Supporting studies: Kellevan and all, 1996. Quasi-experimental longitudinal study. A study was completed in 1984 to 85 on depression on over 1,500 elderly Finnish people. Those that were not depressed were interviewed and reassessed in a follow-up study in 1989 and 1990. The questionnaires, certain life events and social variables that occurred during 1984 to 1989 were assessed. Depressed and non-depressed people were compared. Results show that in 1998 to 1990, 8.2% of men were depressed and 9.3% of women were depressed. Powerful predictors for men were poor relationships and negative change with spouse, moving into institutional care and loss of mother under 20. Powerful predictors for women were loss of father under 20, low religious activity, and worsening relationship with neighbours. In conclusion, social factors and changes in social ties can be predictors in developing depression at old age. Critically thinking. While the study effectively shows how elderly people can get depressed because of social factors, there is probably a lack of temporal validity. How valid the results are because of time, because Finland, like the rest of the world, has gone through the cultural and social change since this experiment was done. Therefore, can the results still be valid considering this social change over time? Unless the experiment is redone, we will not know. Rosenstein, Fowler and Kreisken, 2011. You will find this study interesting. Statistical analysis of our social networks and the longitudinal study. Participants were taken from an earlier study in 1948 in Birmingham, and the researchers took information in order to keep track of these people in case they were needed again. A questionnaire for depression was done 3 times between 1981 and 2000. Then the researchers computerized and analysed the data in 2011. Results showed that people up to 3 degrees of a separation could be affected because subjects were 93% more likely to get depressive symptoms if they were in direct contact with a depressed person, 43% for 2 degrees and 37% for 3 degrees. Critically thinking. The study is numbers-based, so the results have a good scientific basis to support the conclusion, but the data of this study is fairly old, and because we live in an ever-changing and developing world, how do we know if the results are still valid? Is it possible the results are higher or lower in today's society with the increased use of social media and other factors? The problem with social research is that it needs to be redone about every 10 years because of the fact that we live in a changing world. Summary: Lenan and al. 1996 shows that there are a number of factors involved in depression in elderly people. Rosenquick, Fowler and Christine, 2011, shows how depression can spread through a social network. An introductory series, Abnormal Psychology, written and narrated by Connor White.